Today, we're diving deep into the reasons behind social isolation and loneliness, and I'm challenging myself to figure out why so many people feel alone, even when surrounded by others. Social isolation is a topic that hits close to home for many of us. We've all experienced it at some point or another. That feeling of loneliness, of disconnection, even when we're surrounded by people. And it's not just a personal issue, it's a growing phenomenon that's affecting our society as a whole. In fact, studies have shown that social isolation is on the rise, with more and more people reporting feelings of loneliness and disconnection. It's a trend that's affecting people of all ages, backgrounds, and demographics. So what's behind this trend? What's causing so many people to feel alone, even when they're surrounded by others? As we explore this topic, I want to emphasize just how important it is. Social isolation isn't just a personal problem, it's a societal issue that has serious consequences for our mental and physical health. It's affecting our relationships, our communities, and our overall well-being. Social isolation and loneliness has become a major public health concern. According to the American Psychological Association, chronic loneliness increases the risk of early mortality by 26%. That's a staggering statistic, and it highlights just how critical it is that we start taking social isolation seriously. One of the main factors contributing to social isolation is technology. We're spending more and more time online and less time interacting with each other face-to-face. Social media in particular has revolutionized the way we connect with each other, but it's also created a false sense of connection. We're more likely to interact with our screens than with real, live human beings. Lifestyle changes are also playing a role. We're moving away from traditional community structures, like close-knit neighborhoods and extended family networks. We're more likely to be living alone, working remotely, and engaging in solitary activities. All of these changes are contributing to a sense of disconnection and isolation. In recent years, there's been a significant shift in the way we live our lives. We're more mobile, more transient, and more focused on our individual goals and ambitions. While these changes have brought many benefits, they've also contributed to a sense of disconnection and isolation. As humans, we're wired to connect with others. We're social creatures, and our brains are designed to respond to social interaction. When we're deprived of that interaction, we start to feel the effects. Social isolation can have serious psychological effects, including depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. It can also affect our physical health, increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and even premature death. But social isolation isn't just an individual problem, it's also a societal issue. When we're disconnected from each other, we start to lose our sense of community and social bonding. We become more isolated, more fragmented, and more divided. I want to share a personal anecdote that really drove this point home for me. I was at a coffee shop surrounded by people typing away on their laptops, and yet I felt completely alone. It was as if we were all just existing in our own individual bubbles, completely disconnected from each other. One of the most disturbing aspects of social isolation is its impact on our mental health. Studies have shown that lonely individuals are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. In fact, a study published in the journal Psychological Medicine found that lonely individuals are more likely to develop dementia. The implications of this are staggering. We're not just talking about individuals, we're talking about entire communities and societies. Social isolation can also have serious consequences for our relationships. When we're disconnected from others, we start to lose our sense of empathy, our ability to connect on a deep level. We become more superficial, more transactional, and more isolated. I want to emphasize that social isolation isn't just a problem for individuals. It's a problem for our society as a whole. When we're disconnected from each other, we start to lose our sense of community, our sense of social bonding. But here's the thing. Social isolation isn't inevitable. We can take steps to address it, to connect with others, and to build stronger, more resilient communities. One of the most important steps we can take is to start valuing social connection. We need to prioritize face-to-face interaction, community engagement, and social bonding. We also need to rethink our relationship with technology. We need to use it in a way that enhances our social connections, rather than detracting from them. Some people might argue that solitude can be beneficial for personal growth, and I agree. There's definitely value in taking time for ourselves, reflecting on our thoughts and emotions, and engaging in solo activities. However, I believe that this argument misses the point. Social isolation isn't about being alone. It's about being disconnected from others. It's about feeling like we don't belong, like we're not part of a larger community. Social isolation is a complex issue, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. However, I do believe that by acknowledging its existence, by talking about it openly and honestly, we can start to build a more connected, more compassionate society. So, what can we do about social isolation? Well, first and foremost, we definitely need to start talking about it and making it part of everyday conversations. We need to break the silence and start sharing our experiences. We need to build a culture of connection, of empathy, and of compassion. Social isolation and loneliness today is something that affects us all. It's a call to action, a reminder that we need to start prioritizing social connection, community engagement, and empathy. Social isolation is a wake-up call, a reminder that we're all in this together. We need to start building stronger, more resilient communities that value connection, compassion, and social bonding. If you've experienced social isolation, I want to hear about it in the comments below. How have you coped with feeling alone, even when surrounded by others? And if you're interested in learning more about mental health, be sure to check out my other videos on the importance of self-improvement. It's a critical topic that affects us all, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching.